Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Hope everyone's having a good day today. It's Tuesday, and interestingly enough, we had something kind of interesting happen with announcements with Nvidia. Nvidia has revealed that they have a AI supercomputer. So I don't know what to think about this, but I do know that the stock for for Nvidia is moving higher, and definitely I have an order in, buy order in, but I'm not yet there yet, so I haven't bought anything. I'm just kind of waiting a little bit for a pullback. I'd like to see a pullback before I buy this. Now, here's the thing: the overall condition of the market, be very cautious right now because we are in a correction, and the problem with the correction is obviously is we want to favor cash in a correction. Now, I have been doing some buying, so I'm not totally I'm not totally blameless here, but I have been doing some buying. But be very very careful in this kind of market. We do it's a kind of market where it's very volatile. So I did kind of want to show you the spider. And that kind of gives us an idea of sort of where we're at. We definitely had a nice move on the spider today, and it did move. It did move up. We came up above the 200-day moving average. This is a good sign. This is bullish. This is a bullish trend. Now we are right below that $400 mark. I definitely think that we can. We probably have a little ways to move up in this one. At least if the market holds, we should. The ceiling is about 415 currently. Currently, the spider is up today, but it's off after ours just slightly to 498. So I think that we may see a little bit of a little bit of resistance here, but who knows? But the spider is looking good, so that's a very that is indeed is a very good something that's very very good, and I definitely like seeing that. So we are in a situation where we can kind of just cautiously look at the market and move back in. I wanted to show you 5 stocks that possibly might go on your watch list. These are near buy points, so I want to look at each one of these first and see if there's anything, if we can do anything here. Kind of interesting stocks. The first one is Taylor Morrison, and TM HC. Now, I'm a little bit dubious about this one, primarily because the market for the for homes is kind of weak. So, but let's take a look at this one. It's very very near this buy point, and want to show you that right on the screen here. Here's the deal that we have. It was up to 36.66. It was up 12%, which is amazing. We do have earnings coming up, but it does seem like it's making a move. And I kind of want to look at this. First of all, I want to look at the weekly chart. As you can see, we're almost near the all-time high. The earnings came in, they were off about 1% for the last quarter of 2022, but the profits were up nicely, 34%. So something very, very interesting. The question is, where is the buy point? And why, and is it something that we can possibly look at as a, as a buy? Now, coming off of a flat base, it's about 3% to the pivot. The pivot, 37.65. So this is something that we may be able to buy it as it moves closer to the pivot. I want to look at the 60-minute chart here to kind of see. It doesn't seem like there's any real pattern that I'm seeing here, but this is definitely one of the stocks that's very close to the pivot. I think if it moves above about that line, we can probably take a look at it. Going back to some of the other ones here, that was Taylor Morrison. Nike is the one that is coming off the flat base, and that's one I think that it's maybe a little bit more buyable. But let's see how close to the pivot this one is. This is Nike, and we're coming up on earnings on this one. So hopefully we can see something here. Let's see. Put that up on the screen. There we go. Um, Here's the thing about Nike. if we look at Nike really carefully, we'll see that it gapped up today. It did come through earnings, and but it's down in the after hours. So be very careful. This happens a lot. Is when we have earnings, and earnings basically are. Coming in, basically came in today. They're off after hours. So don't buy this one in the first hour or so. Kind of wait for this one. I do think we're going to get a pullback on this one. Let's kind of take a look. This is the 60-minute chart. Let's see if we go to a little bit more resolution of the 10-minute chart here and take a look at this one. We had this surge right to the close, and then some selling, and definitely after hours, we've definitely had some selling here, about 2%. So we might get another chance on this one, and this is one that possibly, could be a very good buy. Let's see how close to the 21-day line it is. I definitely like to buy on the pullbacks, and we're only 4% above the 21-day line. So this one potentially tomorrow, that'll be the 22nd of March. This may be buyable, and I do think that this area has been seeing some strength. We have a relative strength of 88, which is very good. It's in the top 12% of all stocks, and this is a big cap stock. This is the largest. This stock is the largest seller of apparel, of athletic apparel in the world. So it's a good stock to definitely be in, but definitely pulled back a little bit. We may get a chance tomorrow, but try to buy it. Don't buy it initially as it comes into the morning. Wait a little bit. Maybe we'll get a surge on this one, but it has pulled back after hours. It gapped up nicely and then is pulling back. So we may get an opportunity on Nike, but be very careful with this stock because it can be there can be a situation here where it doesn't perform nearly as well. All right, let's take a look at two more and then get into the questions. Darden, this is coming off of a flat base. What Darden is of course is a restaurant chain, and again, not an area that I am particularly excited about, but it does seem the market seems to be more excited than I am. So, uh, you know, I'm not one to dictate anything. I follow the market. I don't lead it. That's for sure. All right, let's look at Darden Resources. This is a stock that basically is it's very very near that buy point, and we are coming up on earnings in 2 days. So this is a little bit risky here to take a position before earnings. I would wait 2 days and see how it does. But we're up after hours, and this is showing strength in this particular stock. I mean, if we look at the pattern recognition on this one, we are basically right at the pivot. So 152.08 is the pivot on this one, and currently after hours we're at 152.50. So we're basically right at the pivot. If this has good earnings, very likely that we will see some nice movement on that one. So definitely something to take a look at. And the last one, kind of that I've been looking at here, uh, is um, is HealthNet. I mean, is Insulet. This is a biotech stock. It's a double bottom pattern on this one, and let's take a look at it just real quick. It's PODD is the symbol, and it basically has pulled back a little bit after ours. It basically has earnings in about 44 days. So interesting stock in the medical space, and definitely something that we can definitely take a look at now. Again, this is off of a double bottom, and it's coming up here about 320 is sort of where it seems to be. That was the last higher high. So it's about $5 above that, and that one might also be something that you might be interested in. About 2% above the pivot, but still in a buyable range. So kind of interesting stocks that we had near the buy points. Taylor Morrison, TMHC, Nike. Nike is the one I think that we want to really focus in on. NKA, Darden Research, DRI, and Insulet. So Nike is really, I think, the one that seems to have the most. Um, it seems to be the most. It seems to be in the best position. All right. Well, let's take a look here with people on TikTok. Thank you very much. Can you take a look at gold? Well, I love gold, but let's look at GLD, which is the ETF that covers the gold price, and see how it's doing. And I think this is where very very instructional to take a look at this one. But let's look at the gold now. Now this is the ETF that tracks the price of gold. It's up after ours. It's been running. It was down today about 1.8%. Very interesting. There seems to be some resistance in the price of gold. So what I'm going to take a look at is the 60-minute chart here for GLD, and of course this is the ETF that tracks the price of gold. We hit some resistance right here at about 185. Here's the thing that I want to look at. I mean, I definitely think that right now the problem is not in gold. The problem is in cash. So cash is the one that we want to be careful. We want to be watching carefully, because right now the problem is not lack of gold in the market. I know that the people that are on the channel say that everybody should buy gold, and that maybe that's true, but right now the problem in the market is lack of cash. So that's the real issue. Let's kind of take a look at the difference between the oil price and the cash price. And part of the reason the price of oil is moving lower is because the West Texas Intermediate (WTI) has moved lower. So um, let's see if I can get that up on the screen. I've been having trouble getting this. Um, yeah, I've been having. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Oil price. See if anything in that will give me that Permian Basin crude. Okay, so let's see if this will allow us. Yeah, this is the. All right, this is an exchange traded note in which shows the value of the Permian crude, which is the primary production area for the United States. Let's take a look at it since the first of the year. What I'm doing is I'm putting in the. This is the oil price. And part of the reason I'm showing this is because oil and gold are very, very closely related. So this is the price of oil in the Permian Basin in the U.S. And you can see it's kind of been on this downward trend since the first of the year. Currently, crude in the Permian is selling for about $88 a share. For about $88 a share. Now, if we look at gold, let's take a look at that. GLD, and this is the price of this is the gold shares, which I don't know if you can see it. Does it show it? Yeah, boy, it's hard to see. Hopefully, you can see it on the screen. It's kind of hard to see it, but the gold shares have been outperforming oil in percentage terms. Oil is down since the first of the year, and gold is up just slightly at 5%. But really, I think what we got to be concerned about here is that I don't think that oil is going to surge. I really don't. I think that I still think that it's best to be in cash in the market, and that's a strange way to go. Are you still in AEHR? This is a question from TikTok. Yes, I am. I do have a position in AEHR. Let's take a look at it. AEHR. This is the company that sells, and I think you can see it. Yeah, it definitely gapped up very nicely today. And let's go to that chart. This is a question from TikTok. There we go. All right, so here we go. Here's AEHR. We had a very nice gap up today in AEHR. As you can see, I was in it, and then I bought here on the 17th, and then I did buy once more. I actually bought today here, but I've been in since the 17th. We had a nice gap up. It's up after hours, and I do think it's going to continue to move higher. My guess is, it's going to come right up to about 37.55, and that's where it's going to probably get some resistance. But as you can see from the daily chart, oops, let's put in that trend line. Oops, let's put in that trend line. There we go. Oops. This is the Hopefully this will let it put the trend line in. Okay. There we go. So this is sort of the trend line that I didn't draw properly, but here's what's happened. If we drew this trend line properly, you'll notice that there was a gap up and then above the trend line. So I definitely think that AEHR probably has some more juice in it and is definitely well worth looking at. Let's take a look at the technicals on this one. We're very far extended above the 21-day line. I normally like to buy in pullbacks and closer to that 21-day line. We're about 13.9% above the 21-day line now. So here's what I've been doing with AEHR. I've been pushing my stop losses up on this one, and as you can see, the relative strength on this one is 99. Very, very nice relative strength. So I'm definitely in this one, and I'm also in. Let's show the other stocks that I'm in, just to kind of get an idea of kind of where we're at. This is my current holdings here. Basically AEHR, I'm in that one, and I'm in Fortinet, FTNT. This is also quite a good stock. Let's pull up the chart for Fortinet here. FTNT. Now, the reason I bought Fortinet and not Palo Alto is because Palo Alto was unfortunately a little bit extended. So, it happens when stocks get extended. You don't want to buy them. You want to buy them as close to that 21-day line as you can. It's hard, but that's what I definitely did here. It's off a little bit in the after hours, but I bought my last buy for Fortinet, 55 shares, was at about 61.28. So we're still up for the day, which is very nice. We're still up for the day. And I do think that it's probably headed higher. As you can see, there's a nice bounce on Fortinet. So looking good. And the other one, of course, is Lattice Semiconductor. Now, the theme right now that I'm seeing in the market is I'm seeing money move into the chip area. Now, I'd like to get a position in Nvidia, but I have not yet been able to because I'm waiting for a pullback on that. I'm waiting for a pullback on Nvidia. But this is a very good area of the market to be looking at is the semiconductor area. So let's take a quick gander um, at Nvidia. Kind of what I want to do. This is really the star of the show today. Is Nvidia has announced that they have a supercomputer that is made, and I don't quite know much about this. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to learn more. But right now I have a position I have an order in half position to buy it at 243. Now that's probably low, okay? And I'm going to be pushing up my my buy on Nvidia, but I'm going to be pushing it up. But right now I'm just kind of starting low, and then I'm moving it up, and hopefully I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to be able to buy it. But as you can see, we've come up very nicely here, and we have a situation where we're almost at the higher high. I'm hoping to buy it there. Relative strength has improved tremendously on this stock, 97 relative strength. Now, here's why I'm not buying it right at the market, is because the 21-day line is basically it's 9% above the 21-day line. I want to look for a pullback to that 21-day line. That's really what I want to do. That's the green line here. Basically, I want to buy it very close to either the green line or the red line. The red line's the 10-day line, the green line's the 21-day line. But that's definitely on my radar. I want to buy the stock. I'm not in it yet. Part of the reason I'm not is because I do think it's a little bit extended, but this announcement today was very interesting. I do have some shorts, and the shorts that I have currently, and then we'll get the before we get into the stocks, I'm holding the XLF. Now I may this was a hedge that I put on. I may close this one because it does seem that we're getting some movement upwards in the XLF, but I'm looking to see if it's gonna collapse more, and I definitely think it's likely because I think that the banks right now are extremely weak, even though, they've bailed out Silicon Valley Bank. But remember, we've had about 5 banks fail, and I definitely think this is a short squeeze in here, and so that's why I took a negative position, where I shorted. So I'm gonna just hold it for a while, see what happens, and hopefully we're gonna get some more movement down. It does appear though that the reaction has been there was up 2.3%. I think this is short interest really, more than anything else, but we'll see. I will be stopped out if we get up to the 10-day line. That's where this mark is here. So that's basically what I have on what I have out there. So let's get into the questions. Thanks for holding, everybody. So appreciate it. Oh, and we'll talk about that in just a sec. But let's go to the first question. Thank you, Joka. Thank you very much. Thoughts on Nike? This one's interesting, of course. I definitely want to buy Nike, but I'm I want to wait until the earnings. I just, because here's why, and this is why I may buy it next tomorrow. But this is why you got to be so careful in the earnings, because even though everything looks good, it's set up, it's going the right way. Boom, you'll get a situation where where it will pull back. That's definitely the case. It was up today, preceding the earnings announcement, up 145% in terms of the volume. Lots of volume, up about 3.5%. But here's a look at the after hours. It's down 2.3%. So I want to see this thing stabilize, and see what's happening. Let's look at the 60-minute chart to see. Yeah, see, this was where it closed here. This is where Nike closed, and it really moved. It really moved basically from about here. But what's happened is, you can see in the after hours price is 122.70, so it's almost collapsed right down to there. So my guess is tomorrow it's going to open lower and then move higher. So don't buy this in the first hour. If you want Nike, don't buy it in the first hour, because I think it might be difficult. All right, Mr. G, two of my favorites, Etsy and Shop. Let's look at Etsy first. And I've been very interested in this one, and it may be turning a corner. But here's the chart, at least the 60-minute chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Just it's unfortunate, but it is starting to come above that 200-day line. I'm not in a buying mode on this one yet. I'm just not. I got out of this position here, and it does look like it's getting some strength, but it seems not to be doing as well as Shopify. And that's really what I wanted to show you here, is the difference between Shopify and Etsy. Let's put the shop in there. And this is as of the first of the year. This is one of the reasons why I think I like Shopify more than Etsy. So let's click on over to that. There we go. Here's the comparison between Shopify and Etsy. And as you can see, since the first of the year, and this is really what we've got to look at, Shopify has definitely done much better than Etsy. It's up about 35%, and Etsy's down. So I think out of these two, I think we got to look at Shopify as being the leader here. And of course, we always want to be in leaders. That's the whole name of the game here. Is how do we get into leaders? So let's look at the Shopify chart and see if we have any available entries here. And I did buy, and I've been kind of day trading. I've been kind of day trading Shopify, and I don't have a position in it currently, but I'm looking to find another entry because it does look pretty good in terms of things. We're seeming to get some support here, which is nice, and the relative strength is 91 on this one. The question is, can we enter this? The pattern recognition basically says we're about 16% below the pivot at 54. I know I'm going very, very fast here, but we possibly have an entry on Shopify. Yeah, this is a good entry. We're only 4% above the 21-day line. This is a pullback. If we can see strength in Shopify, we will get a situation where we can buy it. So I definitely think this is buyable. I think Shopify is viable. I wouldn't go for Etsy. I think that Shopify is the better of the two, and I think that that's, kind of where we could probably get a good entry on the stock. So that's what I think. Shopify, definitely good stock. It's holding the 50-day line, and I definitely think it's looking very, very good. So I definitely recommend Shopify. All right, let's take a look at um, for Roman. Thanks for taking a look at the show. LNTH. Let's take a look at that one. Let's identify any entries or exits. LNTH is there we go. Lantheus Holdings Diagnostics. It's not I don't know this stock, so I mean I don't know the total story on this stock, but definitely very nice in terms of support. We've got it coming up to that higher high. That's always a good thing. This is forming a base pattern. This is a cup, and let's see what pattern recognition says. Yeah, cup with handle. This being the handle here. Cup with handle, we're 10% above the pivot in 10 days. So we're doing pretty good. This is the pivot right here for it. Basically 75.10. We've come up very nicely. Here's the problem with entering this one. I think it's a little bit too late. We're 21, we're above the 21-day line. I think you just gotta wait. Unfortunately, I gotta wait for the pullback to this 21-day line. Now, the 21-day line for this stock is it basically equals let's get to the 21-day line. 72. Yeah, it's really unfortunately it's really far above it. 72. 72.55. So we're unfortunately this one really isn't viable, I'm afraid, because the 21-day line basically is at 73.55. So not a good place to buy it. Just too far away from the 21-day. Great stock, just not a good entry. Not a good entry on it right now, unfortunately. Um, yeah, just not a good entry, unfortunately. All right. This is from John. Thank you, Joka. What sectors are currently the best under this market condition? Very good question. What I'd like to take a look at is the market sectors here and see kind of where we should be in terms of in terms of the market. Now, I've been looking at the semis because that's where it seems like we're getting we're getting a lot of interest. So let's take a quick look at the industry groups and rank them and see if we can do that. So basically, if we look at the industry groups now, they're alphabetized, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them for the rank. Hopefully this will, there we go. Yeah, no, that's backwards. Okay. So ranked by the industry group, there we go. The number one area is this metals area. Not a good place. There's only three stocks in it, But this is the area that I've been concentrating on, electronic semiconductor fabless. This is the area that I do believe is the area that we should be looking in right now, is this area because it is the number 2 area, and it has quite a few different stocks in it. And let's take a look kind of in this area to see, um, to kind of just to see kind of what, if we can find anything in this group. So taking a look at the entire group, and what I'm doing is I'm just typing in the group list here for this. This is the area that has, oops, not getting it right. Oh, I didn't get it. I didn't get it right. Let's see if I can get it right here. I know how to do it really quick, and that's LSCC. Go in here because I have one because I have a stock in the group, and let's see if we can get it to go with the semiconductor group. This is uh, not being nice to me. All right, let's see if we can get this another way. Yeah, and there we go. 3676. My mistake. So let's go to the group that has the strongest strength overall. And my fumbling around here. Let's go to that group real quick. Well, it's not allowing me to, not seeing it for me. All right. Fortunately, it's not. But anyways, the semiconductor group is the group that we want to be in, and that is, and I can kind of show you which ones are leading in this group, so we can see. I'm having a little bit of trouble with my system here. It's not pulling up. It's not pulling up this group properly. But there's a way to kind of look at it. It- the top symbols in this group are Impinj, Rambus, Nvidia. But let's look at Rambus to see. This is another stock that I think that definitely is worth looking at. Is this stock Rambus? It's an old company, but it's doing very very well right now. It's coming up to a buy point 46.16. So something you can definitely look at. It's up after hours. I think this one's likely to pop. Just because I've been watching it in a while, and it definitely has the right area. It's basically the pivot is 33. So we're pretty far extended, but I think that what's happening here is we're moving to a higher high, and so this one definitely is looking good. Now, here's why I think this is good. If you'll notice, it's only about 4% above that 21-day line. So this is not a bad place to buy this stock as it comes up. The strength has caught up with the price, and so I think we might be in a good situation. This is Rambus, RMBS, and so this one also you might want to consider as a potential buy. So sorry about not being able to get that other one, that other one up. I thought I was going to be able to get that chart up. I'm having a little bit of difficulties with some of my software right now. So ouch. All right, Lisa. Let's look at Oxy. Oxy is, of course, an oil company, um, and the price of oil, unfortunately, has been moving lower. So right now, Right now the oils just don't seem to be as much of a place to be as they were just very, very short time ago. And I think we got to look at that. But Oxy is in a downward trend, and unfortunately, sometimes, that's the way it is. I mean, it's in a downward trend. It has rallied, and it's rallying up to the 50-day line, but it only has a relative strength of 50. I think you have to avoid it right now. We're just in a situation since about November that it's in a downward trend. So we want to wait until it bases out and it comes back and it moves higher. But right now, I just think we just got to do nothing on it. It did go up, it did move up today, but I think you just want to hold out. I don't think it's a buy right now, based on the trend, and it's just not looking good. Now it is right at the 21-day line, so that is key. Hopefully, it can move over this 21-day line, but I think right now, I just think you gotta be really, really careful with this one, and I don't think it's a buy right now, unfortunately. All right, let's look at ENPH, and let's look at ENPH. Let's see. This is a solar energy stock. Have not been too active in this one. Again, here's the problem that I'm seeing here. It's just, yes, it is active today, but overall, I just don't like this trend. It's below the 200-day line. That's right here, 200-day line. It is making a stage up, and we are seeing some volume come in, but I just can't get involved with it. 22, I think you just got to say no. I think you guys got to say no on this one. Oh well. All right. Let's see if we have. Uh okay. Let's look at what I did it. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at FRC. This is for Stringar FRC. Let's look at FRC and take a look. Wow, this is penny stock land. First Republic Bank. Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie. It's up, but it's down after hours. This is, I'm surprised with this one. I don't think you can really short this one because it's just come down so far. This is one of the reasons why I am short the XLE. This is one of the reasons I'm short the XLE is because of this. I mean, I think you have to be kind of really, really a daredevil to buy a stock like this right now. So I'm definitely not in in the stock, but I want to compare the First Republic Bank with um, with the XLE to kind of see if there's anything that we can do there. Um, there we go. Wow, this is incredible. I think you got to see this chart. Um, this is a chart since the first of the year between the XLE and First Republic Bank. As you can see, First Republic Bank, wow, it has lost 85% of its value since the first of the year. It's so skewed you can't even see this. The XLE is lost a little bit, but not quite as much. It's about 90%. So wow, that's really really bad. I think you got to be careful with FRC. Not a buyer there. Uh, what's will be the best stock you ever own? Maybe. Maybe not. FRC. Encourage you. Okay. So I'm just looking. NLST. Oh, AI stocks. Okay, which of the AI stocks? Well, I think that the AI stock really to look at right now, the AI stock to look at right now is Nvidia because AI. There's two kind of AI stocks that I think that that might look good. Let's kind of look at Nvidia, and I also want to look at one that I have played a little bit. It's a breakout stock, and that is go Symbol on this one is AI. There we go. Now, this is one of the reasons I think you want to buy Nvidia versus the AI stock. But let's go over to the let me go over the chart here. Now, there's a company called C3 AI, and that's the green line here. And I'm charting it against Nvidia. Nvidia is the better of the two because first of all, it's the bigger stock. It's more robust, and you can see that it has done quite well. Now, it over the last year, Nvidia basically has been even. It's been at about 100%. But if we look at since the first of the year, you'll notice that Nvidia. Oops. Hopefully, this will let me do it. There we go. So, if we look at from the first of the year, no, it doesn't. Okay, my my system once more is having issues. Eh, all right. Let's see if I can get. Let's see if I can get. I had a crash on my charts. So let me see if I can get that up again. My software crashed. Not a good thing when that happens. All right. Sorry about sorry about that. In the intervening, let's see if we can get some of this up. All right. Well, that's kind of it for today. Kind of been going on and on. We're about 42 minutes. I did want to show you though. I did want to show you the options course from Gavin McMaster. We do have a special on it and really good. It's only last few days here before the course, but um, this is really a good course. I took this course last year. It definitely made me money right away, and this is the Options Mastery course from Gavin McMaster, and it's easy to get the special. All you have to do to get the special is to go over to https stan store slash Dallas Trading Floor. Now, if you're watching on TikTok, even easier, just go to the link in the bio, and that should check good. But this is a good course, and I took it last year. I did pay the full price. I paid the $397 for it. If you special offer, if you go through Dallas Trading Floor, you can get it for 179. So definitely something definitely worthwhile. I just want to put it out there for everyone, that is watching the channel. All right. Well, that's it for today. What I have a favor for everyone. If you could smash that like button, that would really be great. If you could smash that like button, really helps us out, gets us out there to a lot of people. So smash the like button for Dallas Trading Floor. And by the way, if you want to join the Action Trailer, it's very easy to do. Just go to, if you're on TikTok, just go to the link in my bio and just that will get you on the list. It's totally free, and it's a great deal too. And then I'll be back tomorrow, basically at 5 o'clock, hopefully, with your questions. So have your questions ready. We'll try to find out the best entries on the market. Now, one thing I want to say is that we're seeing some action in the chip sector. So you want to concentrate on certain chip companies. Ones that I think are viable right now is Nvidia. I also like Lattice Semiconductor LSCC, and a company called Impinj PI. That's another one that I really like. So we'll be back to cover these tomorrow. But until then, happy trading, everybody.